Good morning. Well, 3 hours and 3 minutes from the time I turned out the lights till I woke up. From 9:44 till 12:47. And I've got out of bed, I don't know, a little after 1 o'clock. And I'm doing the video at 2:22 because I'm going to go back to bed. Maybe. I have court this morning. So who knows? I probably won't get any more sleep till this afternoon, hopefully, or tonight. Anyway, the title for today is A Day of Religious and Legal Instruction. The ambassador introduced me to a Jewish rabbi, Michael Skobac. I have listened to a few of his lectures and find him fascinating. Yesterday I listened to the video entitled Satan, the Bible's True Lesson About the Devil, and I provide the link. He certainly opened areas for me to explore further. Later in the day, I was contacted by another Jewish man who heard me on the Kev Baker show. He wrote, quote, "I determined that you are as serious as a heart attack in your quest for instant karmic response for those who relish attacking and stripping innocents of their goods and possessions. I have been involved in the legal industry for 15 years and have been involved in many hilarious escapades in courtrooms in many areas of the country. Great fun. I have retired from the game and I am not an attorney. But after listening to your videos, I think I can at least give you strategies and information from a battlefield prospectus." End quote. We talked for well over an hour after that, which is the first of what I imagine will be many conversations. Yeah, let's start with the rabbi. As I said, I find this guy fascinating. The ambassador has sent me a couple of his videos, which I've listened to. Now, bear in mind, the ambassador is not Jewish, but he has studied Judaism, Christianity, and Islam in depth from their scriptures. And so he found resonance with this rabbi, and he has sent me things from other rabbis as well. But this one in particular I find very charismatic, very stimulating in the way he presents his material. And the idea of Satan from the biblical aspect, going back into the Jewish scriptures, some of which are found in the Old Testament, some are much greater than that. The devil is actually, or Satan is actually, initially, the first mention of the word in the Jewish scriptures is he's simply an adversary. It's not even capitalized. It's not a personage. It's something that takes on an adversarial role. That's what the word literally means. The first time it appears as Satan in the Bible, it's with the angels. He's appearing before God with other angels and talking about Job. I'm not going to go into the detail of that, but God set boundaries on Satan. Satan did not have free will. He was given parameters in which to operate. He was not doing things on his own. Sometimes he was given instructions specifically that we would think of as negative instructions, but that was the role he was designed by the Creator to play. And the rabbi said when God had created all of this stuff, including Lucifer, he saw that it was very good, because God knew that man would not evolve without being challenged. If everything was just handed to him on a silver platter, that would not be the ideal situation. So the utopian world, from God's perspective, would not work. There had to be an adversarial role to spur on the evolution of consciousness in the creatures, man, that God created. Interesting perspective. Very different than the New Testament, which paints the devil as a liar from the beginning and the god of this world, and as the Gnostics paint the image of the demiurge and all of this other stuff. Gave me a lot of pause, as I said in the blurb, to consider, a lot of things to consider about how the world works. And I will say this, our issue is no longer the devil. I'm after listening to that, I'm fairly convinced that that's true. The issue is human beings who like to play negative roles. And they have a choice. Angels, he said, are not free will beings. They are beings that are created with tasks assigned to them. They're not in a free will zone. They have to obey orders. Man, on the other hand, is given the choice. Okay? I find that interesting. And I will continue to ponder that and see where it goes in days to come. I'm willing to change my mind about things. Now, I did get a video, and this is an interjection that's not referred to in the blurb, but one of my longtime listeners created a video yesterday that I watched, and he no longer resonates with me at all, because to him we're in the New Age, and he likes Teal Swan, and he likes the New Age message. To him, that's the message of the New Age, and it's a relevant message, and that's where he wants to be, and he doesn't resonate with this idea of warfare or spiritual warriors. You see, that's old stuff to him, and I appreciate the fact that he took time to create a 15-minute approximately video and send it to me. You know, he's a good guy, and there's a lot of good people out there that have ideas that differ from mine. My own, he said he used to agree almost 100% with what I said back in 2011 and 2012, but he says after 2012, he says when nothing happened that I could see in the world, I didn't think that the prayers were answered, and I changed. And maybe I did. Maybe that was a stroke of reality for me, that hey, you know, what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. And this brings me into the conversation I had with this other gentleman. I'm not going to reveal his name or where he's from in the United States. He's from the United States, but I'm not going to give any more detail than that. He's about my age, just a couple of years different in age than I am. Calls himself an old man. I'm actually a little bit older than him, a couple of years older than him. But very fascinating. He said he spent a lot of time trying to present paperwork using common law documents, which he said in the current maritime admiralty court system are considered frivolous. They do not have, it is improper jurisdiction for an admiralty court to respond to common law documents. That's why most of the time, nothing ever goes anywhere when you're taking that approach. He said they are corporations and they have rules. And the only way that you can get them is by showing that they do not follow their own rules, which he said they do not do. For example, they are required by law, police now we're talking about, are required by law before they can take you to jail, before they can finalize an arrest, so to speak, they have to get permission from a judge. That's the first thing. No exceptions. They can't wait till the next day or something like that. They can't hold you till they have provided you the opportunity to have an attorney present and to have a judge determine probable cause. If they don't do that from the beginning, they have violated their rules, which nullifies everything that comes after it. Interesting. Very interesting. And he shared some of the stories with me of people that he's been involved with and helped. And it finally, it dawned on him that he has to use their rules against them. Sort of like homeopathy. The thing that's poison you got to take a little bit of it and know how to use it. And so when he talks about battlefield prospectus, it's a battlefield strategy. You're using their own rules of their own game against them. And he said the attorneys hate it. The judges don't like it. The police don't like it. But they're all liable. And he's going to teach me a whole bunch of more things. He says, you can get them at their own game. And I find it interesting that he wrote about that I'm as serious as a heart attack in my quest for instant karmic response. Now, he sent me that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. I hadn't posted my video at that point in time called Instant Karma Return to Sender. I had recorded it, but I hadn't posted it, and nobody heard it except me. And yet he refers to that very thing of instant karmic response. I found that extremely fascinating, that he picked up on that energy even before I put it out into the universe. So folks, I want to make a point here that spirit is starting to bring this instant karmic thing into our awareness. It's going to be happening more and more and more. We're going to learn how to hold the feet of those who are attacking our rights and trying to steal our property and stuff like that. We're going to learn how to hold their feet to the fire or put their feet in the fire. There's going to be a purging that's going to take place. There's going to be a refining of things. And it's a process. It's a process. And it's our responsibility. Our responsibility. We can't say the devil made me do it. We can't say the system is against me. We can, and it is. But that doesn't help us win. We have to know how to play the game. Now, if Neil Dyer was listening to this, whom I blocked and unfriended, he'd say, yeah, Ron, but I'm not saying that we don't resist. I'm saying that this man that I talked to last night, we have to learn the strategies. And I have found that throughout my whole process, I have always been brought to a new teacher when it was appropriate, when I was ready to hear what the new teacher had to offer. And when I received this email yesterday afternoon, just a little bit past 2 o'clock, I sent him a Skype request right away because he wanted to talk with me on Skype. And he didn't respond for a while. When I noticed his response, I called him. And he was more than happy to sit and talk with me. His wife was chuckling in the background. And because she's heard him tell the story many times. Folks, we are making progress. Sometimes it's hard for me to see. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed and frustrated. When is this beast going to go away? But we're transforming the beast. Transforming the beast. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know when. I can't give you a date and a time. I know the ambassador is expecting things to begin to really start falling in place after the Chinese New Year. I don't know. We will see. I'm trying my best day by day to be honest with you, to be truthful with you, to tell you where I am. And I'm doing that. You're watching a process take place in the evolution within one individual, me. That may resonate with some of you, it may not with others of you. And that's okay. That's okay. Each of us is where we are. But I do believe this. We are moving toward changing 666. We're going to transform the beat, as many people that are part of the beast system, the matrix, as we possibly can do. And it's happening probably as fast as it is. And after listening to the rabbi yesterday, he underlined the fact that God is in control, even when it doesn't seem so. That's reassuring, and it helps me to have a little bit of peace, to know that this path that we're on is going somewhere, and we're going to get back our freedom. We're going to get back our sovereignty. We're going to get back that which is our birthright. It's coming, and I don't want to say be patient, because I hate being patient. We've been suffering too long. Makes me cry. Anyway, thank you for listening today, and may you be blessed. Namaste. Oh, Aristo is tomorrow.